And Music Scene Investigation is on the air. Thanks for being here, everyone. Rich Wildman is, that's me, I think. At least I was told that was me. I'm not really for sure anymore. And we've got, of course, our in-house panelist and guest panelist here as well today. First of all, before I get started, I want to say hello once again to Liz Leslie, Todd Paul, Darwin Brooks, Sharona, and my favorite, to name a few. Come on, Pinky, you got to help me out here. Who are the to name a few? You said you had 12 people there. You gave us half of them. And the others are just people that hang out, I guess. I don't know. It's all at the beach house out at Tom's place. So hopefully they're having a great barbecue out there. And we're looking forward to our share as well, if we ever get it delivered. Kind of like Jimmy John's. They don't show up like on the commercials, do they? All right, on today's show, more great music for our panelists to review and critique. Of course, every week we select 3 random songs from those submitted by artists from across the world, put them in front of our panel. Our panel hears them one time and one time only. It's the first time. They don't know the name of the song, the genre of the song, or the name of the artist when they hear the song. And then we ask them to give us their critique and review of that song afterwards. As one person we know puts it, it's reviews that artists can use. No one else is doing this on the web, and we certainly hope you enjoyed as much as we do. Now, let's meet our in-house panelist. Let's go over and talk with Ian Husbands from London, England. Ian, sir, how are you?
Sponsored by Jack Daniels. I'm not actually, but I really would like to be. Just to drop the hint. I'm good. How are you, Rich?
I'm doing fine. I actually have to agree with you. I think if Jack Daniels sponsored us, I think we'd all be happy.
What's this Usky, Masabi?
Oh, you just want to be sponsored by Jack Daniels. Okay.
Yeah, you know. Help an aging alcoholic.
All right, so it's just Ian Husbands, sponsored by Jack Daniels.
Yeah. I wanted to call my son Jack Daniel Husbands, but my wife wouldn't let me.
No, that would be... You could have called your daughter Jack Daniels Husbands.
No, she wouldn't let that either. Son. I also wanted to call my son Luke, just so I could say, Luke, I am your father.
All right. What's your shirt say now? Come on, get over it.
I've got my Superman t-shirt on today.
That does not look like... It looks kind of like the Incredible Hulk in a dark alley.
In all fairness, Superman might as well be the Incredible Hulk in the dark alley really these days. He's gone very dark, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. He has. He really has. By the way, we have an update from Pinky, everyone else at the barbecue. Tracy, Bob, Alex, Deb, Glenn, Yvonne, and Aku, the bass player. Aku, you need to change your last name, my friend. The bass player is just a little long to put on a check. Ian?
I think he should change his surname to Matata.
Okay, why not?
Kuna Matata.
Why not?
Means no worries for the rest of your life.
And then Ian will serenade him.
Free.
All right, Ian, you've got results of the... You've got results of witness statements from last week. We had Fox Blossom with their track Rally taking Song of the Week, along with Moon Music Moon, Heart of America. And P. Maddox's track Got You. What did the witness statements tell us about what the crowd thought?
Well, we went for Rally by Fox Blossom as Song of the Week. And our audience pretty much agreed with us, 100% from the songwriting and 75% on performance and mix and production. So a few people disagreed, but the majority went with us.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. So we're still holding on to that record of being correct, 99 point whatever.
Yeah.
And of course, as Pinky said, math isn't my strong point either, so...
Is this Saturday Night Live?
Yeah, it could be. Could be. All right, Ian, thank you very much. Let's meet our guest panelist on today's broadcast. First of all, our guest panelist, I'm saying that as a plural this time around because they're both from the same place, and it would be unfair to just have one of them as a guest panelist and not include the other. At least that's my opinion. Of course, Mark has been here all month long, and we appreciate that. We really do. He's been doing a great job with us. And his cohort in crime, as he likes to call her, is Carol Riordan. She is here as well. First of all, let's say hello to Mark. Hey, Mark, how are you again this week?
I'm doing fine. Thank you very much. Sponsored by Viagra. Thank you very much.
That's why you're up so much of the time.
To be.
Yes. Yeah. Or I'd like to be. Yes, absolutely. And that's my law firm out there listening, by the way, the law firm of Liz, Leslie, Todd, Paul, Darwin, and Brooks, and Sharona. That's my law firm. So thank you guys for tuning in.
To name a few.
She's my Sharona.
Oh, she's your Sharona? All right, I got my Sharonas mixed up.
My Sharona.
Anyway, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. You did ask, didn't you?
I did, yes.
Okay, I'm doing okay. I'm glad to be here. Kind of sad that it's my last day this month, and I might just have to send a hitman after Tom so I can be back next week.
There are a lot of people who may say okay to that, but we would have to caution you against that because I think Tom could take you in a fair fight.
He probably could.
Yeah,
and he's part of the mafia, so
that's true. Yeah. Tom used to be a Teamster.
Yeah, well, hey, with a name like Chianti.
There you go.
Yeah.
I know he's got stock in a fava bean company.
Oh.
No, I don't know what that means, but anyway, it's good to see you, Mark. How are things going? I haven't just asked you that, I know. All right, let's meet Carol. Carol Riordan is Mark's cohort in crime and the better looking of the two. Hi, Carol. How are you?
Hi, how you going?
I'm doing
and you're
very
right.
well.
I am definitely the better looking, and I'm sponsored by Starbucks. So Starbucks, please send me some free coffees because we don't have Starbucks in Townsville. So anything's welcome.
Everybody's got a sponsor these days. What's up with that?
Well,
because no one can afford the products that they're promoting. It's a general rule. I mean, Starbucks is about £2,000 a cup of coffee over here these days.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's true. Carol, I know that you get up awful early in the morning to join us. You're in Australia. Where are you in Australia? I think you're on the East Coast, right?
Yes, I'm in Townsville, which is east, right at the very tip. So if you see a map of Australia, you got the little bit that goes up like that. And I'm near the tip. Yeah, that's how I describe it to everyone.
So that's the place where Mark's Viagra is mined from in Australia.
Yes, tip. That's definitely the tip.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I had to say that. But
he wishes.
I've been to Australia. Beautiful, beautiful country. I have not been to the tip of Australia. They wouldn't let me in there. But the most part, it's a gorgeous country. Of course, there are a lot of dangerous things in Australia, aren't there? I mean, you've got hallucinogenic caterpillars, for one thing, that I'm aware of.
Well, my husband's pretty dangerous, for one. He's an endangered species and pretty dangerous. But yes, we do have lots of deadly things. But it's funny you should say that because we don't very often see them. I mean, I've been here 25 years and I've only ever seen one snake that was dead and one deadly spider, which is pretty good. I mean, I go gardening and I don't use gloves and we get the frogs are pretty here. I mean, I don't like frogs. I'm really scared of them. But the ones we have out by the pool is they're tree frogs, so they got the gorgeous, big eyes, and they're actually beautiful. Not that I want to pick one up, but
Yeah, now there are some tree frogs that, in and of themselves, are poisonous.
Absolutely, we have the cane toads here, which are
quite
a nuisance, actually.
Do you lick them?
No.
I know a lot of people do, so I just wondered.
No, the cane toads here in tropical Queensland are very dangerous and they're very toxic. So if you pick one up, you have to make sure you wash your hands, straight away.
All right.
And the way they get rid of them here, because they are a pest, they actually freeze them. So if you find them in your garden, you put them in your freezer, just don't eat them, and then put them in the bin. And when it rains, they flood. They're everywhere on the roads.
I would
just drive over them.
Are you basically putting frogs in the freezer so you can have a frogsicle?
No.
If you
stick a stick up its bum, freeze it, lick it, Get high. Fantastic.
Oh.
Sure. That's disgusting. Oh.
All right. Mark and Carol, if you don't know or are not familiar with what they do, they run Worldwide Indie Radio, which is a great station. And on Tuesday nights, you can find me hanging out with these guys during their Twitter Tuesday live broadcast. It's Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Carol, what we've talked to Mark about this once upon a time.
Exactly.
I want to find out.
I'm going to butt in. Sorry,
Sure.
We've talked to Mark about this. Come on, we've got Carol on for a reason this week.
I know exactly. I want to find out. I want to find out from Carol how your side of the story of how you and Mark got hooked up in this crazy thing called Worldwide Indie Radio.
No, we don't. No, we don't. No, we want to talk about Mark.
No, we want to talk about the radio station first.
No, we don't. We want to talk about Mark. We're here. The radio station is the people behind them.
I want to find out the scoop on how they hooked up so we can get the dirt on Mark and lead into that conversation.
No, straight in with the dirt, man.
Do you think that I lied about how we got hooked up?
No, I don't. I just think that her version of it is going to be more interesting than yours. Carol, let's hear it from you.
I can't remember what Mark's version was, actually.
All right, so maybe her version won't be more interesting than Mark's.
I'd like to give you a fun, sordid version, but there isn't one, unfortunately.
All right, then just skip to the dirt, as Ian said.
No, we just got together through a virtual world called Second Life, and my husband and I joined, and it was fun. And you get your little avatars, and we got together with Mark. We found out we had a common interest, and we started this club, which was called Butterflies Nightclub within Second Life. And we had DJs. My husband, also Mark, was a DJ in Second Life. And then we got talking with somebody about independent musicians. So we decided to change the club from mainstream radio to independent musicians. And we used to invite musicians to come to the club, and I used to host them, a bit like I do on Twitter Tuesday Live, but you used to text type. And so I used to host them, and Mark used to come in and DJ, and he used to organize all the club, and he used to do all the technical stuff. And then we got an audience to come in to support the local independent artists that used to come into this club. And then it got very, very tiresome. So Mark and I decided to ditch Second Life altogether and bring it to the real world. So it's not really, that's about it. So we met in this virtual world, and now we're in the real world. And I've met Mark twice and his wife, and it's great. We're going over again to meet him next year, hopefully.
Oh, awesome.
And I've got nothing sordid to say about Mark, unfortunately.
No, come on. We all know Second Life has got a reputation. So what was Mark doing in Second Life in the first place? I'm wondering.
Oh my God.
He was a DJ when I first met him.
Yes.
See, Ian, you can't get dirt out of Carol.
No, you can't, unfortunately.
All right, Carol, come on, Carol. Mark's been on for the past 4 weeks. We've heard his version of events, and his version of events often put you in your place and say things that aren't very nice about you. I mean, is this all true?
No, I've got him sussed. I'm more in control of the program than he is. Like, I do all the hard work. All Mark has to do, seriously, this Twitter Tuesday Live, I work my butt off for a whole week before the show, and I get everything organized for him. And all he does is come on and say, "Hi, this is Twitter Tuesday Live. You're listening to, whatever, and our panelists." And he's got everything. I organize everything. So,
Do you have anything to say on your behalf, Mark?
Well, first of all,
all right, that's enough. Let's go back to Carol now. See what Mark's trying to do. He's just trying to gloss over this whole thing. We understand that, and we're not going to let that happen, Mark. We take it truthfully here.
All right,
Carol. Go ahead,
also
Ian.
understand, Carol, that Twitter Tuesday Live was all your concept.
Absolutely. No, I can't keep a straight face saying that. No, it was all Mark's idea. Yeah, it was.
Carol, come on.
You're
Work with me here.
I would love to say it was all my idea. I would love to say everything was my idea, but it wasn't. And yeah, it was Mark's idea to cut the show down, which I was disappointed with. I really loved the 2-hour show, and I was upset about that when he did that. But you get that.
Oh, I don't.
No, that's not true.
All right, now let me ask you a very serious question, Carol, before we get into the music today.
I don't do serious questions.
Now,
okay,
this is a question I think you guys will appreciate, both you and Mark. What do you guys, as the purveyors of worldwide indie radio, what do you look for from a song which is submitted by an indie artist when you're considering playing it on air on the station?
Me personally, I look for songs that are easily listenable. I don't like profanity in songs, so I'm not really into hard rap, those sort of things. But I like something with a good tune, something I can, tap to. And I also, it may not be a genre that I like, but it has to be something that I think, oh, this is great. I would like to listen to this, So, and it's got to be mixed well, and a good singer. I always go for the voice, and of course I'm a lyrics person, and I love to listen to the lyrics. And lyrics to me in a song has to make sense.
All right. Now, I know that a lot of A&R people, radio stations, program directors, and music directors are accused of never listening to a full song. They always say, well, everybody listens to like the first 30 seconds, and if you haven't made an impact in that amount of time, you may as well forget it. Is that the case as you guys at Worldwide Indie Radio go through music? When you I know you get tons of submissions every day. Do you take the time to listen to the whole song, or is it a 30-second wham bam thank you and next kind of thing?
I do, but it's true what you say. If a song doesn't grab me within 30 seconds, it's almost lost me. I mean, we've had some people submit, and it can be a minute before they even do anything, and I think, nah, I'm sorry, I'm bored. But I do tend to listen to it all the way through, give it a good go, especially if a lot of people send us video links as well to listen to their video. And I sit back and listen to it, and I watch the videos. I give it a fair go, but, it has to grab me within the 30 seconds. And I think Mark will agree with me on that, actually. Mark?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for me, since I do most of the music screening when it comes to like Music X-Ray, but we also have an A&R person, Mark, Carol's husband, does the A&R from our music submission website. But, and I can't speak for him, but for me, if the song doesn't grab me in the first 20 to 30 seconds, I'm shutting it down and moving on to the next one. And the volume of our submissions has gone down, but it used to be at a point where I just don't have time to sit and listen to every single song, all the way through. But if the song does grab me, I'll listen a little bit longer. It's rare when I'll listen to the entire tune, because I'll know pretty quickly whether it's a song that we're going to add to rotation or not.
All right. Well, that makes sense. And what we want to do right now is, of course, get you guys to listen to some new music here on MSI. And I hate to break it to you, but we will be listening to the entire song. Just the way it is. So we are going to listen to the entire song, and certainly hope everybody out there enjoys it. Here it is, everyone. The first song of today's broadcast on Music Scene Investigation. Hope you enjoyed, everyone. This is song number 1.
And it feels good fine, a hot hell's eve. But don't think I don't know what it means to be free. I love the this country, but I acknowledge its flaws. The change effects, you got to alter the cause. The friends of black, white, and straight, with most of Congress we can hardly relate. You may not agree with my point of view, but check yourself, 'cause I'm American too. I want to fall into no party line. You got your vote, you best believe I got mine. To make $1 million is your God-given right. But to help you, brother, is just being polite. My hair's long and my face is unshaved, but my parents taught me the right way to behave. Never knelt to pray to the red, white, and blue, but don't let that fool you, 'cause I'm American too. Sometimes our laws, they can be homegrown. They're written on paper, not carved into stone. If our founding fathers knew what we know today, I'm sure they have a little more left to say. Please don't think I'm putting anyone down, 'cause I've been on the wrong side too many shakedowns. Some folks were born with a golden horseshoe, but please don't forget, 'cause they're American too. Yeah, you better believe we're American too.
There you have track number 1 on today's music scene investigation. We're going to hear from our panelists now. Let's go over to Ian, find out what he thought about it. Ian, track number 1 to you, sir.
All right, good start to the show, I think. Some nice bits and pieces going on here. Performances generally were pretty good all the way through. Liked the sort of vocal, and I liked the lyric. There was a lyric in there that really stuck out. To make $1 million is your God-given right, but to help your brother is just being polite. And that really sort of stuck out to me. I mean, it just summed that whole, them 2 lines just summed up the whole feel of the track for me. And that worked. Loved the harmonica, loved the acoustic, loved the blend of instrumentation that's been used. Found the bass was pretty lacking. Not much there. Like in clarity, it was there, but it was just sort of very low end and very sort of sitting in the mix. Wanted a bit more, to hear a bit more of that, especially as that helped bring that chorus in and punch that chorus through a bit better. And I felt overall the mix needs some attention. Harmonica was panned left, guitars panned right. I want to hear this in stereo. I want to hear this recorded properly, where it's produced a bit slicker. There's a really good track here, and it's got a really live sound to it. But I think this needs a bit more attention, just pinning down. Some BVs and harmonies being brought in. Again, bring that bass out, a bit more clarity. stereo guitars, maybe centering that harmonica, and just bigger layering of the vocals. I also found the reverb a bit too much as well. I want to hear that vocal drier and just sitting above that mix a touch more. And I felt overall as a mix, it was very sharp on the top end, especially the guitar solo. It was a bit spiteful in the top end. So it's sort of high mids need some attention across the mix and especially on that lead guitar. But otherwise, I think it's a good song. There's some good, as I said, the performances all the way through were great. It's just the mix that needs sorting out.
All right, Ian, I appreciate that. Thank you. Over to Mark. And what do you think, Mark? Track number 1.
Well, Ian heard some stuff that I didn't hear. To me, it sounded hollow. I guess it was just, the whole band and everybody singing at once inside either in a studio or in a room recording the song. That's what it sounded like to me. It has potential. It seems like a good song. The harmonica, I love a harmonica in a song, but it got really annoying to me after a while. Just the same 4 notes are repeated over and over. Finally, at the end, it kind of, the harmonica was, played a few more notes, and I was like, oh, wow, hey, nice, but hearing that same phrase over and over throughout the whole song was like, oh, enough, do something else. I kind of got bored after a while on this song. The one thing that Ian pointed out that I definitely caught on to was the fact, the panning, the guitar of everything on there, I think definitely needed to be more centered. If not the whole song, then maybe at the beginning started off on the left or the right, and then bring it into the center once you get going. Other than that, I don't know what else to say. It wasn't a bad song. I just didn't like the way it was recorded.
All right, fair enough, Mark. I appreciate that. Thank you. And let's go over and talk to Carol Riordan, Worldwide Indie Radio's songstress herself. Carol, what do you think of track number 1?
Well, Mark took the words right out of my mouth, actually. I was going to say virtually what he said word for word. Those 4 notes repeated over and over again started to get on my nerves as well. And, it was a pretty good, there is a potential there for a good song. I mean, the guy's got a pretty good voice, but, Mark was right. It sounded like it was in a home studio and there was that echo. There was something missing. There needed to be something else, like a few more harmonies to get the song going. But, I too got a little bit bored halfway through that song. So, a bit of work on that. I think it'll be a good song, to be honest.
All right, fair enough. Thank you, Carol.
I think that if that was recorded in stereo with the guitars panned left and right to hold a bit more weight, and that sort of harmonica wasn't pushed to the left and was a bit more central, and the reverbs weren't as strong, you would have heard a much less hollow track.
Agreed with. Yeah.
All right, that makes sense as well. Let me introduce that track to everybody. The name of that song is called American 2, and that was sent in by Jason Long. We appreciate you sending that track in, Jason. Thank you very much. If you're an indie artist and want to get your music in front of our panel, it's easy to do. Go to MusicSceneInvestigation.com. Click the Submit a Song link at the top of the page and just follow the instructions there. The only thing we ask, well, you'll see that the rules are there, but we'd like it family-friendly, radio-friendly music, please, if you would.
We have rules.
We do.
Oh, okay.
You should read them sometime.
Maybe I should.
Yeah, the songs you submit, not going to make it.
They send they send all the non-family friendly music to us.
Yeah, it's exactly right. It's it.
Is that for the midnight version of Twitter Tuesday Live?
Yeah. TTL, Twitter Tuesday Late.
There you go.
Oh, we should so do that. That would be so funny. Mind you, it's almost like a late show, wasn't it?
20%. That's all I ask.
Sorry, this was actually my idea, so I want the 20%. You can have 10.
You can have 10% of my 20%.
Oh.
Just saying. All right, let's get to track number 2 on today's broadcast. Here it is, everyone. I hope you enjoy it as well. This is song number 2 on today's Music Scene Investigation. Enjoy it, everyone.
Press my throat up to your chest, and I hum until it grows. So I press those notes up to the fence, and I smoke.
There you have track number 2 on today's Music Scene Investigation. We're going to head over and talk with Mark first, find out what his thoughts are. So, Mark, what do you think of track number 2?
Well, first of all, let me start by saying that, in general, I'm a fan of this type of, this type of music, laid back, close your eyes, sit back and just listen to this type of music. That said, this song to me needed a lot of work to really get me to just chill out to it. There were too many things. I tried picturing myself listening to this, with my eyes closed and just, sitting in a chair. And then, well, the intro was good. It was a bit drawn out. It was very long, but I liked it. I liked the buildup of it. The vocals came in, and I kind of went, "Whoa!" That would be something that would have woken me up from my trance when the vocal came in. It was, I don't know if it was just too loud. It scared me at first. The vocals needed a bit of work. I don't know if it was the mix or if it was the vocalist himself. To me, the guitar seemed a bit off tune in spots. Some of vocals seemed off tune in spots to me. The distorted low end in this song didn't seem to fit the style, at least from my perspective. And it's funny, I was thinking something that one of the folks in the chat room said, asked if this tune's from Colorado. I was thinking something similar. I was wondering if this band was from Colorado. And I think we are on the same page, he and I. That's pretty much it. Potential, but it wasn't what I had hoped it would be.
All right, Mark, I appreciate your thoughts on that. Over to Carol now. Let me ask Mark one question. What do you call Carol your cohort in crime? I don't think you guys are like super criminals or anything.
I don't use the term cohort. I use the term partner.
Okay, why
a sidekick earlier, wasn't it?
No, that's what I do to her. That's not what she is. No, I don't know. My partner in crime. I don't know. It just seemed like a catchy phrase to use. I've heard it before, and so now I use it. We're not committing any crimes, at least not that I know of.
Sorry, are these crimes against music? Because that's what MSI was set up to combat.
Oh, well, you'll just have to tune in and listen, Ian, because as far as I know, you've never tuned in.
I can see a Sky TV show coming from this. MSI versus the sort of pirate radio stations.
There you go. do we get to rappel out of helicopters and the like?
We get rappel out of helicopters. We might even get Tom rolling over
on a car.
The bonnet of a police car.
Excellent. Before we get too far down this rabbit hole, I still want to find out what Carol thinks of track number 2. Carol?
Well, yes, I'm agreeing with Mark again. This is very unusual for me to agree. Sometimes we fight over songs. We have different opinions, but the start, I will agree, was very, very long. I mean, it took nearly a minute for it to get going. And like Mark said, when the guy came in with his voice, it sort of like was right in your ear. And I'm like, whoa, okay. It needed to come down a bit, definitely, the voice. And then I thought, this guy's got a good voice, and to me it's like that gospel sort of sound, there's a word for it, I don't know what to call it, but it's a music that I like too. But I thought it was a bit loud. I would have liked to have heard the singing in the background a bit more clearer, the harmonies that were coming through, but it was just overpowering. And then halfway through the song, it just kept repeating over and over again. And it was, to me, I found it a little bit boring. And I switched off like halfway through. Sorry, that's how I felt.
That's your prerogative, girl. I'm not going to hold it against you, I promise. All right, Ian, what do you think of track number 2?
I think this is a great track to sit and get stoned to be honest, because this reminds me of the tracks like Garden. Which was on Pearl Jam's first album. And it's just that sort of drone, sort of low voice, kind of melodic, but kind of got that sort of dark and edgy sort of ness to it. Real big atmospherics going on, nice bass resonance. And, I actually quite enjoyed it. I did turn off halfway through it, but I don't think that is a bad thing. That is what this sort of music is meant to do for you. It's meant to zone you out and help you in that place, in my mind.
So you got you there and you were done with it.
Yeah, I did chill to it rather than sit here and just analyze. From a mixed point of view, everything was in its place. There was nothing dramatically out. I do agree the vocal was a little bit present, but I understand why that was done. When you are dealing with a low voice like that, to get it heard above music, which again has got low drones and lots of bass ambience going on, it's very difficult to get that vocal sat nicely without maybe making it a touch louder than you would generally. But I liked the ambience of the track. I liked the feel of the track. I'm not going to comment on it from the point of view of an arrangement or as songwriting. This is a piece of music that's happened and it works. It's not a single. This is an album track. This is the track that you stick on the end of the album when you've done with your pumping rock tracks to let people sort of take a breath at the end. And it would fit something perfectly like that. I said, you know, very reminiscent of stuff like Pearl Jam's Garden. So, yeah, I liked it. I did like it.
All right.
Can I just say something?
Sure, go ahead, Carol.
Whenever I watch the show, it's really amazing. Like, I never hear the things that Tom and Ian hear. It's amazing. You know, they always have something very positive to say about any song they hear. And I don't know, it must be because they're musicians and they deal with music all the time. Whereas I hear things, I hear a song differently because I guess I hear it from a listener's point of view. But it just amazes me. I go, well, how did Ian hear that? You know, and you know, it's just amazing. So well done. That's it.
All right. Well, someone at Tom's party said, well, it didn't suck. So there you go. Another potential panelist for the broadcast. Was that, you have to let us know who that was, Tom. We want their email address. We'll be in touch.
Quite seriously, what I want to do tonight is I want Pinky to collect results.
Exactly.
Take a show of hands for song 1, show of hands for song 2, and a show of hands for song 3, and let's get some results from Pinky's barbecue.
I'd like to just track everything I said about it and just replace it with that. Well, it didn't suck.
Okay, well, there you go. Now that's Mark's official statement. All right, here it is, everyone. This is song number 3 on the broadcast today. We're going to take a listen to it now, so we hope you enjoy it. Song number 3 on today's MSI. Enjoy.
The air is crisp and cool as a diamond at the end of a cut and stone blade. These other trees are fans of motion with the energy to grow and fade. My eyes are wide with a full night's rest as I watch the turbulent air. Crack of a branch and the rumble of a plane send the sound running crisp and clear. Fate of joy. I tend to live for the moments of precision where I thrive as a wonderful boy. So do what you want, feel what you're doing, lay back, slow step morning. The food's on the table, but I'm hardly able to let my day start forming. There's a hand from a man with the pressure from a land way off in the distance. He wants me to earn and not so much learn. Take the path of least resistance. As the world keeps spinning, from full force of serene apprehension, let my life flow forth. My eyes are wide with a full night's rest as I listen to the birds, so I wake up best. Emotion is calm in the early dawn as I look to the day. As I look to the day with my arms full drawn. As I look to the day. Do what you want, feel what you're doing, lay back, slow step morning. The food's on the table, but I'm unable to let my day start forming. There's a hand from a man with the pressure from a land way off in the distance. He wants me to earn and not so much learn, take the path of least resistance. back, slow step morning. The food's on the table, but I'm hardly able to let my day start forming. There's a hand from a man with the pressure from a land way off in the distance. He wants me to earn and not so much learn. Take the path of least resistance. Get to do what you want, feel what you're doing. Lay back, slow step morning. The food's on the table, but I'm hardly able to let my day start forming. There's a hand from a man with the pressure from a land way off in the distance. He wants me to earn and not so much learn. Take the path of least resistance.
That's track number 3 on today's Music Scene Investigation. Let's go straight over to Carol and find out what her thoughts are on this. Carol, track number 3 to you.
Well, I can honestly say that I really like this track. I thought it was a little bit too long. That's the only bad thing I've really got to say about it. But the guy's voice is absolutely fantastic. He's got a great voice. And, a hint of the reggae track in it. And I love it. And I love the guitar at the start of the song. It grabbed me within the 30 seconds, which was good. And yeah, I definitely would like to hear a bit more from this artist. I think he's got a great voice. And yeah, what can I say? Just a little bit too on the long side, I thought. Great hook and great melody. Loved it.
All right. I appreciate it, Carol. And I want to go to Mark next, but I forgot to tell you who song number 2 was and what the name of it was. It was called, I know, I'm so excited about today's show. The name of the song was Less Words, and it's from a group called Old Earth, and we appreciate their sending that in as well. Mark, what do you think about track number 3?
You really like to mix it up on the show, don't you?
I do. Keeps everybody on their toes.
And Ian's not feeling like, left out now all of a sudden? Ian? Hello? Oh, see, that's what he had to step away. That's why you came to me.
What can I say, Mark? What can I say? I know my place.
Well, I'm
a bit like Mark.
Yeah. No. I really enjoyed this song. It was right up my alley. It was a really good tune. Kind of reminded me, of a beach party, or maybe, being down in Key West in one of the bars down there, enjoying a beer. It was, I was tapping the toes. I love the string solo they had in there. I'm not 100% sure whether it was real string or synth, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. Great.
Sorry, I'm going to stop you there. Were we listening to the same song?
Well, I think Mark was listening to the same song as me, because I was doing exactly what Mark was doing. Imagining me with a pina colada and,
I would put money on that was a tenor sax.
No, but it was.
There were more than one solo going on, guys.
Yeah, there was, and it sounded to me like there was a string solo in there.
There
like
was
something.
There was.
Okay.
There was.
Okay. I heard the brass, and that actually was going to be my one negative comment. Was I'm not quite sure how I felt about the brass in the song. I don't think it fit well, in my opinion, with this song. But this unless I was like way off, and Rich is agreeing with me, and I think Carol too. There was a string solo in there. Anyway,
I will go back and listen to that. No, seriously, when you said that, I was like, really? What? It was the same track here. So cool.
Ian's in Colorado.
I wish I was.
The vocals were great. Great harmonies. I loved the build up at the end of the song, and then it brought it back to chillin' at the end, and then kind of faded away. Good song, and I think Carol would agree with me. This is something we would add to the station.
Absolutely, yes, I agree. Just so if you cut it down just slightly, it would be good.
Well, Rich, can I ask what was the duration of that song?
Duration 4 minutes and 39 seconds.
Okay.
It's a good album track, definitely. But for a radio station, I think they need to be like on the shorter side, to be honest. But, I don't know. It's a good song, so it doesn't really matter that it's a little bit on the long side. This guy's got a great voice. Really liked it. I could definitely dance to this one.
Okay. All right, Ian, track number 3, sir.
Track number 3. Well, I really like this. I mean, this has got elements of cheering breaks, Simon and Garfunkel, Dave Matthews, John Mayer. It's got some really good stuff going on. The performances throughout were fantastic. There are a couple of slight mix issues from my point of view, but they are so slight that I'm not going to get into them. This, to me, just captured the right mood. And sometimes a perfect mix isn't the best mix for the song. You need it sometimes to have that sort of human element. And, the guy's voice is fantastic. The use of harmonies was lovely. That's what gave it the Simon & Garfunkel cheer and breaks feel for me, was the use of harmonies. The groove, the arrangement, the movements. I loved that tenor sax. If it was indeed a tenor sax, I'm sure it was. But really, really did enjoy the performances, and that it's a sound that I do love. And that really, really stuck out to me. And it grooved and everything just sat correctly. I even didn't mind the length, to be honest. I got into the track and I was enjoying it.
I agree with that. The length to me was fine.
It's one of those things. If you're enjoying the song, you don't mind if it goes on a bit longer than your average track. And the groove to this was what really was the glue that stuck this together, the bass and those drums working together. And that snare sound, what a beautiful snare sound. Wasn't too snappy, wasn't too dense. It just sat there in a sort of nice mid-range, just hitting that groove. And again, as Carol said, I want to know who this band are. I'm going to go and check them out. They've got some good things going on. And, I think, my slight mix issues could maybe be addressed with a tad more attention in the mastering. Simple as that. Get it checked out. Get this out to every radio station. This has got legs.
All right. Makes sense. All right, let me introduce that track to everybody. The name of this song is called Path of Least Resistance, and it's by a group called Rocktin Grove. I saw that first, and I thought it was Rockin' Grove, but it's Rocktin Grove, and we appreciate their sending that track into Music Scene Investigation as well. We want to know what you think about the music you've heard here today over at Tom's Barbecue and Grill. The vote is as follows, as we're doing it live on the broadcast. Song 1 got 2 votes from the crowd. Song 2 got 3 votes from the stoners, he says. And song number 3 got 9 votes, including the proprietor's vote as well. We want to know what your vote is. If you're watching this broadcast, go to musicsceneinvestigation.com/witness and fill out our witness statement and let us know what you think. We'd love to find out, and we'll bring you the results next week on the broadcast. All right, now to our panel, who has the task of deciding the song of the week. I'll let you discuss it amongst yourselves, and we'll all just listen in.
Well, I'm going to jump in straight away this week. There is no discussion for me. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've really enjoyed the other 2 tracks this week. The quality of music has been quite good. But number 3, it just jumps out at me as saying, this needs attention. This needs to get out there. So number 3 for me.
I'm definitely going to agree. Go with that as. Sorry, Carol. Go ahead.
No, that's all right. No, you're good. Oh, look, stop being polite. We're like this all the time.
No, you go, Carol. Go, Carol. Go on, Carol.
Once I meet
Mark,
and
you
I
go, Mark.
actually agree.
Go, Mark.
No. Oh, shut up, Ian. Sure. Be quiet.
I wanted her on the show, Ian. All right.
I love Carol.
Yeah.
Straight talking. That actually sort of sent a bit of a quiver down my spine, to be honest.
Well, that's how I talk to Mark on most of the Tuesday shows, so he's used to it. I'm definitely going for number 3. And before Mark speaks, there is somebody in the chat room that I think Mark should say hello to.
Well, I can't be on the air and have Darlene listening without giving my best to Darlene. Hi, Darlene.
Why doesn't Darlene ask you to go? Oh, Darlene, why not?
She tunes in every week. She's a great support to us.
That's normally my job because of the English accent.
Go ahead and do it, Ian.
Oh, Darlene.
There you go.
Ooh, hey, that gave me chills.
All right, Mark.
Oh my God, Mark. TMI.
Mark,
Oh.
your selection then.
Yeah, it was number 3. The other 2 songs have potential. They're not there yet. Of all 3 of them, this is the one, number 3, that today Carol and I would put on to rotation. So definitely number 3.
All right, well, there you have it. Unanimous on today's broadcast. Song number 3 by Rocktin Grove, called Path of Least Resistance, is our song of the week. Thank you, Carol, for being with us. Mark, you as well.
You're
We're going to
welcome.
hate to see you go, but we'll always tune into Worldwide Indie Radio.
Quite seriously, I've taken the mickey a lot of this show. So thank you, Mark, for stepping in and filling Tom's big shoes.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I love being here, and I'm up for it anytime. And I hope you don't mind me saying this real quick, but you mentioned Twitter Tuesday Live, and of course I mentioned it in the chat room as well, especially to all the friends of Pinky out there. Just want to let you know that this Tuesday we do not have a live show. We are off this week. Yeah, so we'll be back next week. We're going to just do a replay, so you can still tune in. Well, you can still tune in and do this a live show.
Mark's giving me some time off. He's had enough of me.
Yeah,
He wants a break.
I'm giving myself some time off from Carol. Yes.
And Carol, before we go, any more dirt? Come on.
No, I don't have any dirt. Seriously, I wish I did, but I don't. It's
I'm
sad.
disappointed you two have come on this week. You've mostly agreed with each other. There's been no fighting, not like Twitter Tuesday Live. I was hoping to spice up and sex up the broadcast a little bit, and you haven't delivered.
Usually we disagree. I mean, but this time we don't. I don't know what's going on. It's like-
There's my karma is actually feeling slightly unbalanced at the moment.
Mark and I are actually liking each other today. That's amazing.
It's an act, Ian. It's an act.
It'll all change. It'll all change sometime and sometime soon. That's just the way life is. We appreciate you all being here with us on Music Scene Investigation. Of course, you can find us live every Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. GMT. You can catch us in our replay over at Worldwide Indie Radio. When is that, Mark?
Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time.
All right, so tune in then if you can't catch it live. Of course, you can always go to MusicSceneInvestigation.com as well. Find it there on iTunes and Twitter, and pretty darn near anywhere else you can find a podcast, audio or video. It's all there for you. Thanks for being here. We're going to play out with Rocktin Grove's Path of Least Resistance. Thanks for being here, everybody. Have a great evening.
See ya.
All right, so thank you.
The air is crisp and cool as a diamond at the end of a cut and stone blade. These other trees are fans of motion with the energy to grow and fade. My eyes are wide with a full night's rest as I watch the turbulent air. Crack of a branch and the rumble of a plane send the sound running crisp and clear. Asunder. The dawn of a bright and brimming air is enough to let me wonder. With every low point there is a renewal, a gradual fade of joy. I tend to live for the moments of precision where I thrive as a wonderful boy. So do what you want, feel what you're doing, laid back, slow step morning. The food's on the table, but I'm hardly able to let my day start forming. There's a hand from a man with the pressure from a land way off in the distance. He wants me to earn and not so much learn. Take the path of least resistance. As the world keeps spinning, fruitful force of serene apprehension, let my life flow forth.
eyes are wide with a full night's rest as I listen to the birds, so I wake up best. Ocean is calm in the early dawn as I look to the day. As I look to the day with my arms full drawn. As I look to the day. So do what you want, feel what you're doing, lay back, slow step morning. The food's on the table, but I'm unable to let my day start forming. There's a hand from a man with the pressure from a land way off in the distance. He wants me to earn and not so much learn, take the path of least resistance. Slow step morning. The food's on the table, but I'm unable to let my day start forming. There's a hand from a man with the pressure from a land way off in the distance. He wants me to earn and not so much learn, take the path of least resistance. Get to do what you want, feel what you